What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Crypto Overflow. What's going on? We've got a lot of stuff going on tonight. It's kind of funny. Hutanic in the house. Paula, how are you? And just for you, sip of that good. Hutanic. Gotta spell that out, man. Gotta spell that out. Are you saying that MiCA regulations, OFAC regulations are going to steer us in that direction? PAX-G is not a stable coin, so no. Yeah. We are in agreement, by the way. Yo, Justin MC, what's good? So, tonight's poll question. Are stablecoin regulations steering us toward de facto CBDCs? I got into it a little bit tonight, a little bit last night, a little bit this morning, but it really is a question for me. It really is a question for me. So if you have I want to understand your put it down in the comments. Yo, Fultz, dude, it's early for you. You're usually, a little bit later. So, well, wait a minute. Did you hit the lottery and you didn't tell anybody? Is that what happened? Because I'm expecting you won't tell anybody, but there will be signs. Oh, man. I am well, sir. Thank you for asking. I hope you and yours are too. Now, there has been a ridiculous amount of news that's out there. Let's see. How many points do we have tonight? We have about 15 points. National banks are split on Bitcoin reserves. Poland is like, hell nah. I've told you about how many are saying, yeah, no, we want to do it. But Poland's like, nah. Michael, what is that? Is that a coconut drink? That is not a coconut drink. Just saying. We are doing well. Third cycle for me. Yo, thank you for answering that because I know that was a question from yesterday. Actually, it was a question that we asked during the Big Bagger meeting. So that's really cool. Wait a minute. So are you saying you're nuts or are you saying I'm nuts? I don't know. Just where are you going with that, Michael? Never tell anyone you won a lottery. I wouldn't tell Jack. Bianca is in the house. Watch out. Because I hear she's on a mission. She's on a mission to grow her bag. Also, if you have done your daily homework, I want you to let me know in the comments. Have you done your homework today? And if you don't know what the homework is, that means you didn't do it. I'm not going to answer that question. You can ask somebody else. Let me know if you've done your homework. I know who Tanik has, for sure. No, I did not get to that link, man. We have been nose down. Working on stuff. I wish I could show you a picture. I technically could, but it would give away too much. But I'm looking at the social portion of the site right now. What else do we have? We've got Ripple versus SEC. That's supposed to happen soon. That's supposed to be done like soon. Very soon. Like if it's a month, I will just flip out. Yo, AC Power in the house. All right, so don't forget, are stablecoin regulations steering us toward de facto CBDCs? It's a bigger deal than you think. Yes, no, other. If it's other, put it down in the comments. I want to know what it is. That's sad. Stop it. Send that data. Yep. Whatever it is. Send it to if you're a big bagger, send it to the Big Bagger group and I will share it with the group. I know I keep saying it, but I'm literally looking at the work right now. If you understood how much work went into this, when I tell you that I'm looking at the work, I'm looking at what's going on, you would all sit there and go, damn. Yeah, it's a lot. It really is a lot. Jared Chamberlain in the house. I picked other because I have no idea how to answer the question, and that's okay. Going to do my research. Yes, 8 paws in the house. She knows. She understands the assignment. She understands the assignment. We're not here. I'm going to tell you now, and I am not here to preach about a coin. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love me some Bitcoin, but I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I'm not here to blow smoke up your butt. I'm here to light a fire underneath it. I want all of us firing on all pistons, understanding how to read, research, and interpret the news that's out there so that we can better manage our bags. Period. I mean, I might harp on something that I'm buying and telling you why I'm buying it. But I'm not here to like blow smoke up your butt about this one coin or that one coin or this one. No, nah. Nope. I'm not even here to tell you about, oh, you should hodl instead of trade. You'll never hear me say that. Here's why. I have a set of hodling wallets. I have a set of trading wallets. Because sometimes I get that itch, right? Sometimes I get that itch and I just feel like, oh, I should be trading that. Something clicks when I'm doing my research. Something clicks and tells me I should be trading. Sometimes it clicks and it tells me I should be hodling. Just saying. So one of the big baggers came out and said, hey, you should do some research on this coin. I'll tell you what coin it was. It was Mantra. And I was like, you know what? I should do some research on that coin. I did some research on that coin. Then I opened up my wallet and bought some of that coin. He wasn't telling me to buy it. The big baggers don't tell you that. They tell you, this is what I'm buying. This is why I'm buying it. You might want to go do your own research. Remember the GMB 3. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. People don't understand that when I say it sometimes. They don't necessarily understand that, when I say it like that. Just saying. Pay attention to these things. Other resistance, BTC, maxis, developers, businesses adopting crypto, developers and builders will grow as adoption grows. Wasn't the whole point decentralization? That has nothing to do with the question, though. Sort of does, but not quite. You know what I mean, Joaquin? And by the way, welcome, sir. John Chung King, what's good? I don't know that has something to do with the question because I don't understand where you're going with that, right? So look at Hutanik. Hutanik was like other because of these things. These things, yes, but this thing, no. But I was like, PAXG is not a stable coin. Doesn't belong in the conversation. Specifically, do regulations right now point us toward countries adopting stable coins and then putting so much pressure on them that they become de facto CBDCs? Because I can tell you now that would become a problem for stable coins, for certain stable coins that succumb to that. It would become a problem. Why, you might ask? Because as soon as somebody says, oh, the country that you're in controls your coin, done. You'd be done right there. You'd be absolutely done right there. Somebody wrote an article. Somebody published an article, and in that article, it was Could the current regime void T-bills? And I'm like, I wish you would. I wish you would try. Imagine if you tried to do that. Nobody would ever trust this country again. Any country that tried to do that, nobody would trust that country again, period. Without a doubt. No hesitation, no nothing, no joke. Aussie, what's good? Why does Instagram say 0 and I know people are watching? Somebody on Instagram, let me know if you're watching. I want to test my theory, please. Let me know right now if you're watching. Please. Let me see, who did I miss? Michael McCaskill, Mantra or Ando, that's like to be or not to be. That is the question. Not to me. Nope, not at all. Joaquin, sipping on the... Hold it. Who's sick? Joaquin, are you sick? Or Hutanik, are you sick? Hutanik, you're sick? I'm just saying. I just want to know. And where's patient one? 8 paws and 2 feet. Ha ha ha. I didn't read country? Huh? He won't get it because he is... Yeah, I'm talking. I won't see everything that's there. It scrolls too fast. And I can't keep up with everything. Yeah, I didn't want to put both. I specifically did not put both. Both is a no-brainer if you don't want to take the chance and actually have a conversation about it. So both was not an option. My point is that CBDCs are and will meet great resistance. But we know that already. That's the whole point of the question. We know that already. And yes, the grape cough syrup is out of space. I'm not going to send you to the corner over that. I came close, but no, I'm not going to send you to the corner over that. That sounds pretty fair. But yeah, we already know CBD still suck. Ugh, can't even speak English tonight. So, hold it. Paula, where are you? And you know what? Nobody's responded on Instagram. And if I don't get a response from somebody on Instagram, I'm about to shut Instagram down, and I will be done with Instagram. Seriously. I mean, I'm lucky if I ever see like more than 5 people. That's like once a quarter, maybe. I'm beginning to think that Instagram is just not worth it. And I like everybody that's on Instagram, but I'm thinking I'm going to make this 100%, YouTube and grow my bag, because Instagram just not there. Just not there. And it takes a lot to set it all up. I know you're the first one on, Paula. Thank you very much. Did you do your homework? Just wondering. Just asking for a friend. What do you mean do your homework by Tuesday? Today is Tuesday, knucklehead. See, you people, see, I see you. You're trying to start trouble. It's too early in the evening for that. It's too early. It's only 8:15. We're 15 minutes into the show and you're already trying to get sent to the corner? I can see your face. I can see the big, cheesy smile on your face, though. I can see it. I can definitely see it. Yes, you did answer that question again. I was hoping to get you to answer it again. Did you finish the new website just asking for a friend? You get sent to the corner for that. Because if I finished it, you guys would already be on it. So you get sent to the corner for that. You absolutely get sent to the corner for that. Have a good time. No, nothing. No beer, no pizza, nothing. Jack. You get Jack, sir. You get Jack. Ripple versus SEC. Yeah, that's coming to a close. That's coming to a head really, really soon. Binance's pause says a lot about what's going on there. I think big baggers should run the monthly meetings, do a round robin or 2. BB can run it. Just a thought. No. For a lot of reasons, no. So it's more than what you think. You have to facilitate the meeting, and you have to be willing to say, okay, we're done with that topic, next person. Okay, done with that topic, next person. Answer questions, do this, do that. Track who's on there, everything. It's more than just let's do a round robin. You do a round robin and you could be like a half hour on a topic and only have a half hour left. There's more to facilitating a meeting than just let's do a round robin. I get it though. I get it. I understand what you're saying and I've thought about it. But yeah, no, that's not going to work. Joaquin, you can agree as much as you want. You're in the corner. You're in the corner, sir. You're absolutely in the corner with your little syrup thing. I know. You probably got a big bottle of syrup and just sipping it like this. I know. I can tell. Probably got a brown bag on it and everything. I'm just saying. We see you. I think there should be a longer meeting, though. What? We don't have that kind of time. We don't have that kind of time. No. No. You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous. And I'm going to say to you, Joaquin, it takes more work than you think. You don't just wiggle your nose and something like that gets built. Understand the security impacts, managing of all of the machines and accounts. And that's not even scratching the surface. There's a lot more that goes into it than just, I'm going to turn it on and it's just going to be there. Ask Facebook if they just came up with it and they just built it overnight. It doesn't happen like that. And then as you're about to release, as you're about to release it to QA, you guys are QA, and all of a sudden you find something else that you just don't like. There's something about, it's not as easy as you think. I love when people think that. Rick Ritchie, you. Okay, everybody. Right now, I've got a few of my big baggers that really want something. And I can't even be mad. You see the cheesy smile on my face, right? I can't even be mad. If you notice, when I tell people to become a big bagger, I say for right now, it's once a month. Once a month. Because let's say we launch the site. Once we launch the site and all the big baggers can communicate in their own space, just the big baggers, then we can figure out the topics that we're going to talk about specifically, the number of meetings that we would have. You see what I mean? So if you had that communication level, we may or may not want more meetings. That's a may or may not. And it's a very big deal because when you're building out a platform like that, you're always thinking in scale, right? So, and you're always thinking about, well, what are the communication patterns? What are all these other things that go on that we have to figure out to see, does that work? There comes a point where there's just brain drain. There's just too much going on and it becomes shocking. Then we also have to contend with, well, what happens when there are 1 million big baggers? That's what goes through my head every day. Every day, me and my team think about, well, what happens when we scale and we've got 1 million big baggers? Holy moly. How do you manage the daily meetings? How do you manage daily meetings? Just like, how does that happen? Then you've got to turn it into a webinar and you've got to figure out how are we going to handle all the questions and all that kind of stuff. And so, and with keeping the same level of interaction, that becomes difficult. It becomes more than difficult. Imagine 1 million people on a webinar. Huh? Like, yeah, most people don't stop to think about that stuff. We have to think about that. How do we scale? How does that happen? We have to manage each and every single aspect of everything that's going on. Everything. From how you log in to how fast the servers run. I mean, so many things that we have to contemplate. It's ridiculous. Anywho, and it's, let me tell you something. You saying that there needs to be more than one meeting actually does make me smile. It says that our community is on the right track. That is huge. Huge. And I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Leroy Tice, what's good? Uh, Paula, go stand in the corner. You're in the corner. I'm not even gonna say you're in the corner. Um, no, you know what's funny? I don't micromanage my employees. I do not, and I don't call them employees. I say I work with them. And I got to tell you, they're smarter than I am. You know, I had a remember I told you the other night that I think of my employees' kids as my family. I think of all my employees as my family because been here for that long, doing this kind of work. When I'm getting up in the middle of the night to get a glass of water and my people are still on sending me messages, that's a family. One of my guys reached out to me the other night and he was like, dude, I was stuck on a problem and my 8-year-old kid told me what the answer was. You're talking about a little girl that knew how to do sign language, literally knew how to communicate via sign language before she learned how to speak. And he was like, dude, I'm embarrassed that she found the problem for me. She was like, it's this, daddy. And he was like, the painful part was that she was right. And it took her like 30 seconds. She was literally just looking over my shoulder and asked me what's wrong. And I told her what's wrong. And she was like, it's that. These are the kind of people that work for me. His 8-year-old daughter is smarter than I am. I call her Bit. I got my 4 kids. I call her Bit. Boss in training. Because all of the kids are smarter than we are. And we're all pretty smart. Anyway, let me get to the news. Elon Musk, $97.4 billion offer for OpenAI. Are we behind a little bit with Grok? Is that what you're saying? You're trying to hold things up? You're trying to muddy the waters? Is that what you're doing, sir? Here's why I say this. Because I'm actually waiting for OpenAI to go for profit. Right now it's a not-for-profit. I'm waiting for it to go for profit, right? Because I think it's going to be huge. I think they got the message with regard to DeepSeek and QN, and I think it's going to be huge. So I'm looking at them as a possible stock play. There's no way in the world that you're going to invest, that all those people, all those institutions invested in OpenAI and they're not going to get their IPO payday, because that's why you go IPO. There's no way in the world that they're not going to get that IPO payday. It's sort of like Coinbase or Ripple. You know Ripple's going to go IPO. That is going to be a massive freaking IPO payday. Just saying. There's no way in the world. It's humongous. It is absolutely humongous. Wow, there's nobody on Instagram right now. Nobody's responded to my request to say, hey, I'm on. Not a single person. It's weird. The meeting can be as long as people stay connected and everyone comes and goes as they please. Yep, that's the way we would run the meeting. We would say a meeting is going to happen on this day, and whoever shows up, shows up. Whoever doesn't show up, doesn't show up. That's absolutely how that would go. Rick Ritchie, that is some of the best news that I've seen for a while. That is awesome. That my big baggers are actually making their own connections with each other. Remember during the meeting I said that there's a whole relationship thing that happens. And so we're not going to, just because you're in the big baggers doesn't mean that you're all connected. It's up to you to actually connect with each other. And that was real time, real life connection. That's huge. That makes me like crazy happy. Thank you for that. He missed the point and just let it go. Yeah, I don't even know what that means. Whatever. Canada removes digital asset funds from reduced margin eligibility, meaning they have a margin rate of 35% and there's a reduced one for 25%. And they said, nope, you're going to be over here. And that's interesting. That's interesting because everybody in Canada is going to be rethinking how they handle their digital assets. That's what that means. Maxine Waters in the United States proposes stablecoin regulation. That's one of the reasons why I asked the question, right? Are stablecoin regulations steering us toward de facto CBDCs? That's really why I asked the question. It was Maxine Waters, it was Micah, it was this whole thing. And then Jerome Powell came out and said, as long as I'm here, there will be no CBDC. But I thought there was a Fed now. So what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know. Because Fed now I'm looking at as CBDC functionality. It's just that you're not being forced to use it. So I'm just wondering how does Fed now work, and what's its ultimate goal, and is Fed now going to go away? So maybe you don't have a specific CBDC, but what's Fed now's purpose, and then what do your stablecoin regulations look like? Because imagine if everybody just said, we don't like a particular country's stablecoin regulations or a particular region's stablecoin regulations, and we're just not going to abide. We're done. We just won't be in your country. Fine. But if you have a VPN and you happen to go over here and you happen to use it, okay, fine. That's cool too. What are you going to do? What is the country going to do? That country, I think, would hurt more than the stablecoin players. There's got to be a happy medium, and I'm waiting to see what that happy medium will be with regard to stablecoins. That is the hard part. That really is the hard part. So yeah, I was listening to Powell today, Chairman Powell, show the man some respect. But I was really trying to understand. You say no CBDCs as long as you're here. However, hey, I'm Amonkwa. However, what does that mean as far as Fed Now goes? Like, what is Fed Now? And I haven't heard anybody address it yet. So I'm just sitting back and I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see. I'm also waiting to see how many stable coins, think like Tesla, I mean, not Tesla, like Tether, sit back and just go, yeah, that's fine. Because the more money, the more you squeeze stable coins, the more you're going to see people gravitate toward other stable coins, like a Tether. If they gravitate toward a Tether, then how much money is leaving your current financial system? And there lies the rub. Because you could say, well, we just won't support it within our IP addresses, or we'll sue you, we'll do this, we'll do that. Really? How's that going to work? And would you feel the pain before Tether does? Honestly, the executives at Tether could walk away right now and live a happy, like stupid happy life with the amount of money that Tether makes. Billions per quarter. That's why I asked the question. Like, what does it amount to? Hutanic, I don't know what that means. I'm not sure I like it. No, Paul, you'd not Grubhub and eat pizza. Smart ass. What else? Oh, Rick Ritchie. I read an article today that Doge might be put on its own blockchain. That would be awesome because the government involved in blockchain, it would be good to pave the way. You mean the Department of Government Efficiency is what you mean. I can almost guarantee you that they won't do it. They'll talk about it. Because you would see every single penny going in and going out. And then everybody would see exactly how much money Muskrat's companies are making. All of those existing in the dark would come to light. That's not That's not it. I don't think that's ever going to happen. At least not in my lifetime. I just don't see it. I just do not see it. Don't see that ever happening. Hence a push for FedNow and a CBDC by certain people that are out there. So now they're saying, oh, we won't do a CBDC. Well, you're saying you won't do a CBDC because you're into crypto now. You weren't the last time, but this time you're into crypto now. Who started the Ripple case? Jay Clayton. Who hired Jay Clayton? Told you guys to do your own research on that. And then you sit there and go, oh, yeah, big 180. Everybody got on Gary Gensler for pulling his 180. And here's somebody else pulled a 180. Just because it's in favor of does not mean it's not just as bad. Anybody willing to pull a 180 is willing to pull another 180. Pay attention. Pay attention. Gemini secures European crypto license in Malta. Bitcoin supply shock looms as reserves hit 3-year low. Did you hear me? Did you hear that? So all of these exchanges, they're at a low. Remember what I said about, OTC transactions? Some of these exchanges aren't going to be able to handle it anymore. They're going to have to be like, nope, sorry, we have to hold this because we have other customers. At what point does that happen? That's going to be interesting. Got to always talk to your computer systems. Yeah, there are private blockchains, but I want you to stop and think about that. The whole point of having everything on a blockchain is so that everybody can see it. If it's on a private blockchain, what's the difference? What has changed? Nothing. No efficiency in that. The whole point is to shine a bright light on everything that's going on. So if you put on a private blockchain, nobody's going to be interested in that. That's giving a lot of talk. That's not doing anything. That's not changing the way that business is done. If we put a man on the moon, this should be easy stuff. I'm going to let you reread your own damn sentence. And I know that's what you meant by it. Exactly. It should be easy. It should be easy. But countries, or at least this country, spends trillions. How do you handle what is going to handle all those transactions every single time? XRP could, Cardano could, Hedera could. There are a few chains that could actually handle something like that. But you would have so many people just watching every single dollar that came in and came out of the United States government. Wow. Wow. How would you affect taxes? Think about that. Because now when I get paid, I can see all my taxes go in. I can see all the taxes come. Like I can see certain things. That means the whole tax filing thing to me should go away. It should go away. The tax system is way too complex, and it should not be. It should not be. It should be very, very simple. And then I was listening to a report today that said that there are millionaires that won't file tax returns, and it's because not filing a tax return is a misdemeanor, and lying on your tax return is a felony. And they're not being chased for the money either. They're chasing the little person who didn't pay their $200, $2,000 in taxes. Explain that to me. Businesses that owe millions, people that owe millions, and they're not being chased. Why is that? Go ahead and put that on blockchain. Go ahead and see how that works. It's more complex than what people think. Far more complex than what people think. It's not as easy as you think. What article did you read about the blockchain? Are you asking You're not asking me. Yeah, so it wasn't Google News. Google News is an aggregator. So you've got to pay attention to actually who wrote the article, where did the article come from. So yeah, that's the answer to the question. Let's see. Oh, debanking. Fed Chair Powell actually spoke about debanking. He's like, yeah, we're going to look into that. Yeah, I look funny because I'm just sitting back and I'm just going, everybody knew that everybody's being pressured about debanking. Don't let them bank. Don't do this. Don't do that. You want to know what other industry suffers from debanking? Weed. Weed. You literally have buildings in friggin' Las Vegas that are just literally stuffed to the gills with cash. You know what would solve that problem? If the whole supply chain accepted crypto, you wouldn't have that problem. Because then you're actually transferring value and you don't need a bank. Interesting, right? I was speaking with one of my friends and he was like, oh, we should open up a smoke shop. And I was like, yeah, smoke shop, no cash. No cash, no credit card. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah. A crypto only smoke shop. Crypto only. Gets rid of the stigma that these shops have, because if you smoke weed, people look at you differently, whatever. That would take away the stigma because it becomes anonymous. Yeah, you can see my face when I walk into the smoke shop, but the smoke shop is a club and you pay the club via crypto. I'm only a wallet. I'm telling you that crypto has the ability to change a lot of businesses. If you own a smoke shop, give me a buzz. I can help you out. Dead serious. I'm not even playing. Tax revenues would increase if we had a Fed sales tax and not an income tax. Hutanic, I really want to know what you're eating right now. Like, is it really good? Because that reads like edibles. That's overly ideal. I love it though. You're not wrong. I agree. But that's every time you say something that has common sense to it, I get my giggle on. I really get my giggle on. Turtle Bitcoin, what's good? I'm going to ask one more time. Is anybody on Instagram? Because I'm not seeing anybody on Instagram. Nobody's answered me. And if there's nobody on Instagram, I'm literally just going to turn it off. What else do we have? Did I miss anything? Joaquin, I hope you're enjoying yourself in the corner. We already said that one. You can't. No, you are not allowed to use the same joke twice. The GMB PPP, because that becomes a PPP loan, right? The GMB P3. Tell me that's not cool. I'm just saying. Rookster, what's good? I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Is it Colonge? Colonge actually sounds nice. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I really apologize. And 8 pauses cracking up. What else happened? So we have Uniswap launches Unichain for fast, cheap DeFi transactions. Unichain offers 1-second blocks and 95% lower fees than Ethereum, but raises concerns over its impact on Ethereum's market cap. I don't know if it's running on Ethereum. Doesn't Ethereum still make money? I'm just wondering. Then you have Pantera Capital CEO predicts crypto boom amid U.S. regulatory shifts. Yup. I mean, kind of obvious, but they're saying now that things are actually starting to shift, you might see something that people aren't paying attention to. So you have David Sachs, another PayPal mafia guy. He and Elon, Peter Thiel, PayPal mafia. There were others, but Those are the ones that are out in the public right now. But David Sachs, nothing's going on with the Bitcoin reserve right now because we need to figure it out. We need to do some research, right? Remember, everybody thought that was going to happen like now. Where is it? Where is it? It's not here yet. That's where it is. It's not here yet. So I'm just saying, there are things that we should be paying attention to, and people are missing it. People are kind of missing it. And they're not moving on it too quickly because they could put one in, and if midterms came, it could just as easily go away. So they're really trying to figure it out. So they gave a lot of lip service to stuff. AI and crypto. Remember, David Sachs is in charge of AI. He's the AI and crypto czar. All that stuff. And truthfully, pause, you're laughing a little bit too hard, young lady. You're laughing a little too hard. Rick Ritchie and Joaquin are definitely joining Paula in the corner because that was funny. That was absolutely funny, and I could see you actually doing something like that. Like I can see it. I don't know if that's a good thing. I'm just saying. Japanese gaming giant Gumi invests $6 million in Bitcoin because they're going to be doing that. Ripple looks like the next World Bank. Not to me. Ripple doesn't look like the next World Bank. It looks to me like they'll be involved institutionally around the world, but not necessarily the next World Bank. And I have to say, Ripple is moving in ways that make me wonder. It's making me wonder. So clearly Hutanic wants to be in the corner, but yeah, you haven't earned it yet. You haven't earned it yet, sir. Agar, what's going on? So I got 3 people on Instagram right now. Telling you, everybody on Instagram, you should start tuning in on YouTube because I can see Instagram going away. I'm looking at the numbers live, and I'll get like 3 people and drop down to 0. I have 1 person right now, and I'm just saying I can see Instagram going away. Publicly traded crypto firms surged 14%. Companies like Coinbase, Marathon, and Riot outpaced the crypto market, which grew 8%, benefiting from regulatory changes and Bitcoin miners' pivot to AI. That's why they grew. It was not a crypto thing. It was an AI thing. They're able to say, we can do AI and we can do crypto. Kind of solidifying themselves as we can always make money. Except you don't need that much money, money for power if you're doing it. If you're doing AI in the style of DeepSeek or QN, that whole distillation thing. So yeah, that'd be interesting. Ripple is dying slowly. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's absolutely not. Cute, but no. No, Ripple's going to be around for a really long time. They're making headway with financial institutions. Now, you have to ask the question, are financial institutions in their current state going to be around for a long time? My answer to me is going to be no. They have to move. They have to switch. They're going to have to switch, in my humble opinion. So when I think about that, I'm kind of like, yeah, not really. So I can see it. I can definitely see it. But for different reasons and way, way, way down the road, like you're going to have to see financial institutions shift their business, redefine what they do for people, and then come out with it. And I don't know that they're capable of doing that. Just saying, we got to see how that is. XRP is finding its natural price being suppressed. I had to stop and think about that for a minute, but yeah, I can understand where you're coming from with that. I can absolutely understand where you're coming from with that. But I think my thing is that I think since the gloves are off, it's really hard to hold it down, and sooner or later it's just going to go. So I think what I would be paying attention to is the accumulation. Who's accumulating? Who is accumulating? Chicano, what's good? Um, no, it's not going to be suppressed the whole cycle. I don't think so. It's. I keep telling you guys, the cycles are not the same. They're not the same anymore. Ripple is getting back in bed with everybody they were in bed with before, and they're using it differently now. So when all of that fires up, not going to be suppressed, and it's not that far away. So I disagree with that one. Oh yeah, no. If you're talking about the past, yep, that's exactly what happened. XRP has bad tokenomics. Nah, I don't know about that. I don't think so. There's a difference between XRP and XRPL. So I don't know that XRP has bad tokenomics. I don't know. I do not know. Hold on. Max total supply. Total supply. Max total supply. Fully diluted value. I would say questionable tokenomics. I would say questionable tokenomics. Because there are still wallets that hold a tremendous amount, but I don't know. Questionable or the word is not questionable. The word is shaky. Shaky. They've been dumping on the community over the last 4 years. Yeah, but you want to know why? Because they had to get decentralized. That's why they had to do it. They knew they had to do it. And they still have to do more. Because they had to make a corporate decision to say, we're not going to control XRP, we're going to control XRPL. And we're going to have to let XRP go, right? Hold enough where we can still handle transactions, do all that stuff, and we'll handle XRPL. And that's slightly different. But yeah, I can see where you're coming with that. I'm not going to say you're wrong with bad tokenomics, because one of the things about tokenomics is it's not straight numbers. And I think that's where people get tokenomics absolutely wrong. Is tokenomics is not just numbers. There's a certain amount of how do you feel about the numbers, about the business, which you're literally putting your own numbers on it and coming to a conclusion. There's a lot of stuff there that you can't weigh in that regard. So yeah, I definitely not wrong. Right? I disagree to a certain extent, but I can absolutely understand where you're coming from, and it's easy to see. But I think that XRP is going to take off. I think that XRPL will be leveraged for other things, like an RLUSD. You have a lot of countries that are looking to do their own stable coins. And I was saying it this morning, when a country says we're going to do our own stable coin, what they mean to say is we're going to do a CBDC. Hence tonight's question. Just saying, it's pretty damn scary when you stop and think about it. I think that us as a community need to start thinking, I'm going to get into this more and more and more and more and more. And the reason why is because if we don't now, others are going to control it. And I'm pretty sure that's not where we want to go. I'm pretty sure. So, wow, there are 3 people on Instagram. 3. Just saying. SEC hurt XRP's reputation. You want to know something? I think for a while they hurt XRP's reputation, but then after the court case and everything else, well, that was pushed away. None of the companies out there right now have any kind of anything against XRP now. They heard it before, but as soon as the decision came down, done. That's all in the past now. Now it's entering that whole manipulation. We want to hold it down so we can accumulate, so we can make money zone. That's honestly how I feel about it. Has it recovered? No, it has not recovered yet. Nope. And frankly, I have to tell you, I don't think the question is, has it recovered? For me, the question is, has it realized its potential? And no, it has not. Banks are more than capable to custody our crypto, and it will be a fight between banks to do so. True, FO Boss was good. True, but here's the thing though. I don't need a bank to custody. I want a bank to custody my crypto as much as I want a centralized exchange to custody my crypto. Like, are you nuts? Like, nah, no, thank you. No, thank you. It's like Star Wars, that little robot. No, thank you. No, thank you. Like, nah, I'm not seeing that. I'm glad you're blessed. I am too. I'm surrounded by a community that, engages in deep thought. Whether we agree or disagree, you've got to respect somebody's perspective. And even more so for me, I appreciate differing perspectives. Because most of the time I'm looking at a different perspective and I'm like, ooh, didn't think about that. Which means that I'm still young enough to learn a little something. Just saying. We're going to do stable coins on, I don't know what that is. I have no what that is, and I'm not going to mention it because I don't know what that is. Simple as that. Smoke and mirrors just to bring regulation to the space. I don't think it was to bring regulation to the space. I think it was to squash the space. There's a difference. It wasn't about bringing regulation. It was about using regulation and the law to try to stamp it out. Look at how many things they tried to do to break down crypto. Debanking, taking Ripple to court. Some people were like, well, how come they didn't take XLM to court? Because XLM was not moving the way Ripple was moving. That's why. Well, why didn't they go after Ethereum? Because they freaking couldn't. They couldn't. They couldn't make a case. Well, why didn't they go after Bitcoin? Who? So who was next? Ripple. That's how that worked. They had to go after Ripple. And Ripple was making big moves real fast. When they were able to demonstrate to banks that we can move value faster than you ever could, banks were like, damn, and they hopped on. And everybody panicked. Why? I still think it has something to do with Swift, who I have not heard in the news for a long time. Because what was Swift? Swift was how you moved money around. So now instead of taking days, remember when you deposit a check, it took days, 7 to 10 days to clear a check. Oh, because it was your first check, we need to establish trust. Are you serious? That was some BS right there that they were telling us. The banks already had trust between themselves. They didn't have to wait that long. That's why when the law came around that said, okay, within 24 hours, you have to cash that check. You have to maneuver the funds. And then here comes Ripple. 24 hours. Hold my beer. That's what had happened was, and it freaked people out. The idea that you could move value in seconds, in minutes, millions in value. Like that. It freaked people out, and they didn't have a response. So the only response left was, we're going to stamp it out. That's what the response was. Do your own research and you'll see what I'm talking about. Sounds like it was a plan to slow down innovation to go after XRP. And it wasn't just an XRP thing. It was, they could have chosen XLM, right? They chose XRP because they thought if they hammered XRP, they would stop it all. And it didn't. It didn't work. It worked here in the United States, but it did not work around the world. It was not a concerted effort. So what does that mean? It means go kick rocks, because look at where you are now. So you couldn't control it that way. So now what are they doing? They're saying, oh, we're going to come out with a CBDC and we'll control things that way. That's not working. So now what are they saying? Oh, well, we'll regulate the hell out of the stable coins. Do you see where that's going? There's my point. Okay, so Turtle Bitcoin, it really does sound like you're just shilling a coin. I'm not even going to talk about it. 8 pause. Yes, he did in a meeting with committee hearing today. Okay, I missed that. Yes, Powell said that. Yes. Big news. Yeah, Rick Ritchie is quick. Yes, not your keys, not your Bitcoin. Yeah. How do you go after BTC? How do you go after Bitcoin? Whoever created Bitcoin understood one thing, the most important thing. Do not have your name attached to it. Isn't that the truth? Do not have your name attached to it. Be invisible. And Satoshi Nakamoto is invisible. I hope they are alive right now and laughing their freaking butts off because you could not go after them. Could not go. Bitcoin was the first successful, buy my book, buy the first one, you'll understand that. It was the first successful, fully successful blockchain idea. With a twist. Who do you go after? Nobody. Nobody. Well, we're going to sue Satoshi. Who? Who are we going to go? Nobody. The ultimate reason why Ripple basically won 2 billion versus the 125 million, they laughed their butts off. They won because we asked you for your help. We knocked on the door and we said, hey, we're trying to do this thing. Is it right? Blah, 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 blah. And you didn't say that what we were doing was wrong and you didn't say anything else. So we went ahead and did what we were going to do. And then you took us to court? Like what? It's a big deal. It's a big deal. How do you go after them? That's why you lost. That's why the SEC lost. Ultimately. But they had deals. They had not small deals, big deals. Because they proved, for the same reason why Solana will never have a financial institution in their corner actually integrating their technology. Like, I don't think that's ever going to happen. I really don't think that's ever going to happen. Because Ripple came in the door and said, oh, you want to see? Boom. And they dropped the mic just like that. They dropped the mic just like that. You want us to prove it? We proved it. They moved value in seconds. Dropped jaws. They dropped jaws. Like, what? That's what I'm saying. It's a big deal. I'm glad you keep harping on it was USDT. USDT didn't actually put the deal together, actually put the network together to actually make that happen. I understand that you keep harping on that, but the fact is that Ripple as a business did it. You are not wrong, by the way. You are absolutely correct. But businesses like to do business with businesses. And Ripple stepped up and said, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we did it. It happened. And hence they had somebody to point the finger at. They had somebody to chase after. They had somebody to take to court. But notice how crypto never went away after that. It never went away. The United States tried as they may to try to make crypto go away, and they couldn't. They couldn't because the rest of the world couldn't. They weren't even interested in trying to make it go away. Now they're all scratching their heads. Well, Poland's like, we're not going to have a Bitcoin. Now think about that. Poland's like, we're not going to have a Bitcoin reserve. All right, good luck with that. Some of these decisions that I see, I'm just like, really? Did you guys think that through? I'm not saying that you have to have one, but your reasoning for not having one. Are you okay? Are you okay? Just saying. No, Ripple is not useless, though. Go do the research on that. That's not saying that Ripple is useless. It did not freak until USDC came on. As a stablecoin, yes. As a stablecoin situation, it didn't freak them out. I don't think anybody's going to drop Tether. Some centralized exchanges are dropping Tether, but people are not dropping Tether. I'm telling you, Tether is going to crush some of these stablecoins even more. I think Tether is the new Ripple situation. Mark my words, USDT is the next Ripple situation. Mark my words. It's honestly how I look at it. I read a crazy article about the Solana reaching 1 trillion market cap. I want you to find out what that person was smoking, what color was their haze, because it's beyond purple. Just saying. Rick Ritchie, that's nuts. They would be able to do it if you could depend on their network, but you can't depend on their network. So if you could, like I said, if you could depend on Solana's network, I could see that happening. But you can't. You can't depend on their network. They have yet to prove to me that their network is trustworthy. And so you don't have enterprises laying down on top of their network. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Seriously, I just don't see it. So whoever wrote that article, I'd be like, remember the place where you got that article, remember who wrote the article, and never use them again in your research. Like, how does that math? I hear so many people talking about how good Solana is, and it's like they forgot. Remember, Rick Ritchie? 5 times last year, 1 time this year. Oh, well, it was just congestion. No, son, that's still 1. Still 1. Your network couldn't handle transactions for a while. You didn't say what happened, how it happened, how you fixed it, nothing. It just came back and everything just started working again. And you didn't say anything. You didn't even report it as a problem. You had an outage. If you have an outage for an hour, that's an outage. Everybody was having, oh, well, it was because of this new coin. No, I don't think so. Try again. Now, how many new freaking popular damn coins Pump That Fund has? That coin was not all that popular. Yeah, sure, it shot up. A lot of coins shoot up. It did not bring that much volume to the platform. So no, they got issues. They've got issues. So I think about that. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. Well, you care about Poland because it's another country. And what happens in other countries can affect your bag. That's why we care. Do I get my giggle on thinking about how full-chested they said that? Oh, yeah. No doubt. I would have much more respect if they said, we're not going to do it based on these reasons and blah, 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 blah. Is there still a chance that we could do it because those reasons can change? Yes, and this is how, blah, 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 blah. That's not what they did. It was more like banging the fist on the table. We're not going to do it. Oh, okay. You're not going to do it. We get it. We get it, buddy. We get it. And you just sit there and you look at that and you just kind of go, that's funny. That's funny. I try not to look at things that are extreme, but I do look at things that can touch my bag or have an effect on my bag, plus or minus. All Poland told me was there's going to be one less competitor in the space that's trying to steal my Bitcoin. Steal meaning not enable me to be able to buy it. One less competitor. Cool. Cool. I look at countries that are trying to squeeze USDT and I sit there and I go, they make billions per quarter. And with everything that's going on, they have not missed a beat. And when I say make billions per quarter, I mean profit. They're not worried. I wouldn't be worried, would you? Why? I'm not even playing. Why? No. They want XR. I think they want that math. Hutanic, I think they want that math. That's a good note though. I like that. But somehow I think they want that math. Because when people say how many wallets own a certain coin, I stop and I think they still own a lot. They clearly still own a lot. And they're getting fees off of it. So yeah, no, they want you to use RLUSD. Using other L1s is just for reach. They have a long way to go before they get into the USDT, space. Even the DAI space, what is it? PayPal is still ahead of them. I mean, they got a long way to go. They have a really long way to go. So, yeah, okay. But who has a license in all 50 states as a payment company? Ripple. Ripple does. Licensed in all 50 states. That's crazy. Solana's network went down, I think, January some point. Both me and Hutanic were pissed. Like a million transactions per second. Why are you down? What are you doing? What's going on? Never said why. What? Rick, are you serious? Solana's down right now? Yes, Hutanic, that's true. But back to Solana. Is Solana's network down right now? Rick, are you serious? No. They have another congestion problem? Is that what you're describing? Oh yeah, no. They're not down right now. I was referring to when they went down in January. That to me is number one for 2025. They had 5 last year, and somebody tried to write an article that said those 5 don't count. They've been no problem for a year. But how? You went down 5 times last year. 5 times. Banks don't have that kind of leeway. They cannot go down. Nope. That's not the way that works. So no. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. I hope you like what we're trying to accomplish here. Invite your friends, invite your family, join the community, become a member, enjoy the once a month, for now, private video conference calls that we have with the Grow My Bag big baggers. It's a lot of fun. No, they only went down, as far as I know, Solana's only gone down once this year, and it was in January again. 5 times last year, and now they've got 1 this year. That they will probably say, well, it's because if you look at their network charts, they'll say, oh, there's nothing wrong. They don't count a congestion problem as an outage. I count it as an outage. It's sort of like a DDoS attack. If I cannot get through, you're down. It's how it works. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for your time, your patience, and most of all, thank you for your trust. Everybody have a good and safe